Then they go through their ethics and they talk about some of the ways that they're going to word their questions or the types of behaviours that they're going to do. Now, some of you might have put this into the ethics approval form, and that's something that you can use as part of your evidence for page 4 or 7 or 10 or wherever it is that you choose to put your interview stuff. Same as in this example, we can see this student was planning their ethics. They've also planned for some capabilities and they've drafted their questions. What's really important is that when we're in our pages, we're documenting all our steps. So these are draft questions. Later in the folio, there are more formal questions that were actually asked that developed from these original questions. We've also got evidence of, how they were planning on talking to them, how they were planning on interviewing them, the types of things they were going to say on the phone, the types of things that they were going to email, etc. So like this one down here as well. All of this evidence goes into a page. So what that might look like is, let's say this was my page 4, planning for my primary research, and I might have some interview planning, and then I might have a bit down the bottom for my survey planning, and I might have my purposes, and then I might have my ethics and my capability, then I might have my email, might have my phone script, I have my contacts table sitting there as well, and then I'd have the same thing for my survey underneath, might have some of my draft questions, might have I would have relevant capabilities, ethics stuff as it needed, and then that would be a page. Okay, and so that's another page of planning evidence, but it's development evidence as well, because you're actually developing your research from its planning stages. The other thing is that it's helping us to get some ethics, which is in our D3, which is our knowledge and skills. And if we include ways that we're going to do our capabilities in the interview, it's going to increase some of that evidence as well. Now, this doesn't have to be your page 4, but if you were thinking about documenting any of your steps towards interviewing, this might be a really good, and surveying and experimenting, etc. This might be really good evidence, and then you might have it as page 4 for the minute, but it might move later to page 8 or whatever. The main thing is really to be thinking about the fact that we want to see your proposal. Who did you say you were going to interview? Why did you say you were going to interview them? Who did you say you were going to survey or observe? That being fleshed out and developed in response to additional understanding, background research, development. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense and will help with some really good evidence. Good luck.